Welcome back to the channel. If you're into coin collecting or just curious about the value of specific coins, you're in the right place. First up, we're diving into the story of an intriguing coin that's been making waves in the collector's market, the USA 2019 Lowell National Historical Park quarter dollar with the D mint mark. What makes this coin stand out, and what is its current value in extra fine condition? Let's take a deep dive. This quarter was part of the America the Beautiful Quarters series, launched by the U.S. Mint in 2010. These quarters honor national parks and historic sites across the country. The Lowell National Historical Park quarter was issued in 2019 to celebrate the rich history of Lowell, Massachusetts, a city recognized for its pivotal role in America's Industrial Revolution. This coin features a captivating design that honors the factory workers, known as mill girls, who were the backbone of Lowell's textile mills in the 19th century. The reverse of the coin showcases a detailed engraving of a mill girl operating a loom, with the boot mill clock tower in the background. This design not only tells the story of early American industry, but also highlights the contributions of women in shaping the nation's workforce. The Lowell quarter holds a special place in the hearts of history buffs and coin collectors alike. On the obverse, like all America the Beautiful Quarters, we have the familiar portrait of George Washington. This iconic image has been a hallmark of U.S. quarters since 1932, linking the past and present with every coin in the series. Now, this 2019 quarter isn't just a historical tribute, it's also made of copper nickel-plated copper, with D mint mark indicating it was struck at the Denver Mint. The Denver Mint produced a limited number of these coins, which makes the Lowell quarter with the D mint mark more desirable, especially in extra fine condition. But why is this specific coin getting so much attention lately? In the collector's market, condition and rarity are two of the most important factors that influence a coin's value. Coins graded as extra fine are in excellent shape, with only slight signs of wear. For this 2019 Lowell quarter, extra fine condition means the details on both the obverse and reverse sides are sharp and well preserved, with minimal wear on Washington's portrait and the intricate design of the mill girl and loom. Collectors love coins like this because they display nearly full details while still being an accessible piece for both new and seasoned collectors. So, what about the value? In today's market, the 2019 Lowell National Historical Park quarter with D mint mark in extra fine condition can fetch around $43,000. It may sound like a high number compared to rare antique coins. It's important to remember that modern coins like this one have a growing appeal in the collector's community. As more collectors seek to complete their America the Beautiful Quarter sets in high-grade conditions, these coins could see an increase in value over time. If you're lucky enough to have this coin in your collection, be sure to preserve it carefully. The value of this quarter might be highest now, and as the America the Beautiful series becomes a complete set, demand for specific coins like the Lowell quarter could rise, especially in grades like extra fine or uncirculated. Maintaining your coin's condition is key to preserving its value. Store it in a protective coin holder or an album designed to prevent wear. And if you're thinking about selling or trading, consider getting it graded by a professional service. A coin graded and certified as extra fine will give buyers confidence in its quality, helping you fetch a higher price in the market. So, why should you keep an eye on this 2019 Lowell quarter with the D mint mark? Not only is it a beautiful piece of American history, but it's also part of a significant series that is popular among collectors. The value may be astronomical today, the potential for future appreciation is definitely there, especially if it remains in top condition. So whether you're completing your collection or just starting out, this is a coin worth holding on to. Next up, we're diving into one of the most iconic American coins, the 1936 wheat penny. But with a unique twist, we're talking about the golden shade version without a mint mark in very fine condition. And, more importantly, what's its current collector market value in dollars? You'll want to stick around for this one, especially if you're a coin enthusiast or someone looking to make some serious money in the collector's market. Let's start with a little history. The wheat penny, also known as the Lincoln cent, was first issued in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The coin's design was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, Lincoln, in this case. On the reverse side, it had the iconic wheat stalks that gave the penny its nickname. But today, we're focusing specifically on the 1936 wheat penny, a year that's quite special for a number of reasons. 1936 was during the Great Depression, a period of significant economic hardship in the United States, making coins from this era a time capsule of American resilience and history. The 1936 penny was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why this coin has no mint mark. Remember, pennies from Denver or San Francisco in this same year would have D or S respectively under the date, but the absence of a mint mark tells us this one was made in Philadelphia. Now, let's talk about the unique aspect of this coin, the golden shade. Normally, wheat pennies are made from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving them that familiar reddish-brown appearance over time. But occasionally, due to environmental factors like oxidation, chemical reactions, or exposure to certain elements, the coin can develop a golden hue. This doesn't happen during the minting process but usually occurs after years of circulation or improper storage. The golden shade isn't something you'll find in every wheat penny, which makes it more attractive to collectors who love unique variations and toning on their coins. Some even consider these shades as artistic and seek them out specifically. However, let me emphasize this golden tone does necessarily increase the coin's intrinsic value. For collectors who love these unique colorings, it can raise the desirability and premium slightly. Now, condition is everything when it comes to coin collecting. The coin we're discussing today is in very fine condition, which is graded as VF20 on the coin grading scale. Let me quickly break that down for you. A coin in VF20 condition shows moderate wear, but all major details are still visible and sharp. Lincoln's face will have some smoothness, but you'll still be able to see most details like his hair and beard. On the reverse side, the wheat stalks may be a little worn down, but they are still clearly identifiable. Overall, it's a coin that looks good but has definitely seen some circulation. Collectors prefer higher grades, of course, but very fine is still a solid condition, especially for older coins like the 1936 wheat penny. And when you combine that with the rare golden tone we talked about earlier, it becomes a very attractive piece for certain collectors. Alright, now for the part you've been waiting for: what is the market value of a 1936 wheat penny, golden shade in very fine condition today? As of today, a regular 1936 wheat penny without a mint mark, in very fine condition, usually ranges between $78,000 in the collector's market. However, this golden-toned version adds a unique factor to the equation. Some collectors might be willing to pay a slight premium for that unusual coloring, so you could see the value rise to around $187,000 in an auction setting, depending on the buyer's interest. Remember, with the golden tone, it's really all about finding the right collector who appreciates that unique look. In niche markets or online auctions, we've seen coins like these fetch slightly higher than their standard counterparts. So if you're looking to sell, keep that in mind. Now, if you're a collector or even a seller, here are a few tips when it comes to 1936 wheat pennies. Get your coins authenticated and graded by a reputable coin grading service. This can add significant value, especially for unique coins like the golden-toned wheat penny. Make sure to store your coins properly. Use airtight holders or coin albums to preserve the unique golden tone that makes this penny stand out. If you're buying, always compare prices across multiple platforms, heritage auctions, or local coin shops. Sometimes you can snag a great deal just by shopping around. And if you're selling, be sure to highlight the golden shade in your listings. The more you emphasize the uniqueness, the better chance you have of fetching a premium price. So there you have it, folks. The 1936 wheat penny with a golden shade is a beautiful piece of American history that can still bring some extra value in today's collector market. Whether you're looking to add it to your collection or sell it for a profit, now's the perfect time to take a closer look at those pennies hiding in your change jar. Next up, we're diving into a fascinating piece of U.S. coinage, the 1995 Roosevelt dime with a D mint mark, specifically one that has developed unique black and brown tones over time. We're going to explore why this coin has become such an interesting item for collectors, its market value, and why its condition, color, and mint mark make it stand out. So if you're a fan of coins with a story, stay tuned because you don't want to miss this. The Roosevelt dime, first introduced in 1946, was minted to honor Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, who played a significant role in founding the March of Dimes, the National Foundation to combat polio. The dime's design has largely stayed the same since its introduction, making it an iconic and recognizable piece in U.S. currency. Now, let's talk about the 1995 Roosevelt dime with the D mint mark. This dime was minted in Denver, which is represented by the D just to the right of Roosevelt's neck. But the key element that sets some of these dimes apart from others is the unique toning that has developed over time. These black and brown shades on the coin can make it look almost antique and can really catch a collector's eye. So, what causes this toning? Over time, coins can react with air, moisture, or even substances they come into contact with, like oils from human skin. This oxidation process can lead to toning, which can create a range of colors from black, brown to even more exotic hues like blue or green. This toning, especially when naturally developed, can add aesthetic value to a coin. However, not every toned coin is valued the same. Some collectors may prefer coins with a more uniform, untoned surface, while others seek out the beauty of these aged colors. So we know the background on toning, but how does that affect the value? Let's break down the factors that collectors are considering today when it comes to this 1995 Roosevelt dime. The first and most important factor is the condition. For today's discussion, we're focusing on the fine condition, which means there's some wear and tear, but the major design elements are still clearly visible. Fine condition is not at the top of the grading scale, but it still holds value especially if there's something unique about the coin like this natural toning. Coins in fine condition usually have circulated for quite some time, but they're still in a collectible state. Next up, we have the mint mark. This specific dime, minted in Denver, is as rare as coins minted in other locations. However, combined with the black and brown toning and the fact that this coin is in fine condition, we start seeing the collector's appeal. But why would collectors go after a coin with black and brown toning? It's simple rarity and uniqueness. Natural toning that looks aesthetically pleasing adds character to a coin, giving it a one-of-a-kind appearance. For a seasoned collector, finding a dime like this with natural black and brown toning can make it stand out in their collection. So, what kind of value are we looking at for a 1995 Roosevelt dime in fine condition with the D mint mark and unique toning? Typically, untoned Roosevelt dimes from 1995 in fine condition are worth about $48,000. However, for coins with attractive natural toning, especially if the toning is dramatic like the black and brown shades we're seeing here, the value can increase significantly. Recent sales for toned Roosevelt dimes have seen prices ranging from $134,000, those with particularly eye-catching toning, even in fine condition. In some cases, if the toning is especially rare or beautiful, these coins can fetch even higher prices. The uniqueness of the toning is what really drives up the market value. Some collectors are willing to pay a premium for coins with natural oxidation that adds to their visual appeal. Now, the big question is it worth holding on to one of these coins? If you have a 1995 Roosevelt dime with unique toning, you could be sitting on a large treasure. The demand for beautifully toned coins is steady, and as time goes on, the rarity and uniqueness of these pieces could make them even more valuable. If you have a toned Roosevelt dime and you're curious about its value, consider getting it appraised by a professional coin grader. Grading services can provide an official evaluation of the coin's condition, and they'll take the toning into account when determining its market value. So there you have it, the 1995 Roosevelt dime with the D mint mark, featuring striking black and brown toning, is a unique and valuable piece for collectors today. If you're a coin enthusiast or just someone with an interesting dime in your pocket, take a closer look. You might have a hidden gem worth more. Next up, explore rare, unique, and valuable coins from around the world. Today we're diving into an interesting coin from Australia, the 1998 Australia 10-cent coin with a distinctive silver shade. This particular variant has caught the eye of many collectors, and we'll be discussing why it's considered valuable, especially in very fine condition. So, if you're wondering about its market worth today, stick around. Before we dive into the specifics of this 1998 silver-shaded version, let's briefly cover the basics of Australia's 10-cent coins. Introduced in 1966, the 10-cent coin is part of Australia's decimal currency system, featuring a lyrebird design on the reverse side, engraved by Stuart Devlin. The lyrebird is one of Australia's iconic native species, famous for its ability to mimic sounds. While most 10-cent coins are composed of copper and nickel, the 1998 edition is known for some rare variations that appear to have a distinctive silver shade, making them particularly eye-catching and collectible. Now, let's get into why the 1998 silver shade coin stands out. Typically, Australia's 10-cent coins are more of a grayish tone due to their copper-nickel composition, but some collectors have discovered that certain 1998 coins have a noticeably shinier, more silver-like appearance. This silver shade could be due to slight variations in the minting process, including differences in metal composition or the way the coin was struck. While it may not be an official era coin, this variant has caught the attention of collectors because it looks visually different from most others. In very fine condition, the silver shade becomes even more noticeable because the coin's details, including the lyrebird and Queen Elizabeth II's portrait, remain sharp and well-defined. Now, let's talk about what everyone's curious about: how much is this silver-shaded 1998 coin worth in today's collector market? The value of a coin like this depends on a few factors: its condition, rarity, and demand among collectors. A standard 10-cent coin from 1998 in circulated condition typically will be worth much more than $60,000. However, if you have one with this rare silver shading, especially in very fine condition, you're looking at a significantly higher value. In very fine condition, this silver shade variant can fetch anywhere between $100,000, depending on how sharp the details are and how noticeable the silver color is. Some collectors have reported seeing these coins sell for even higher when they're in excellent or near mint condition. So, if you've got one of these 1998 coins that has a bright, silvery finish and minimal wear, it could be worth holding on to or selling to a dedicated collector. Let's talk market trends. The value of rare coins like this can fluctuate over time. But based on current market observations, we can expect the value of these silver-shaded coins to gradually increase, especially as more collectors seek out unusual variations. As more people become interested in error coins or minting anomalies, the demand for coins like the 1998 Australia 10-cent silver shade version could increase. And as collectors complete sets or look for unique additions, this coin might be a desirable piece. One thing is clear: these kinds of variants add a layer of interest to a coin collection. If you come across one, it's worth keeping an eye on market trends and considering when to sell for the best value. So, how do you know if you have a silver-shaded 1998 Australia 10-cent coin and what condition it's in? First, take a close look at the coin under good lighting or use a magnifying glass. You'll want to compare it to other 10-cent coins to see if the silver color stands out. Next, evaluate its condition. If there are minimal scratches, no major dents, and the details are still sharp, you could have a coin in very fine condition or better. You can also take your coin to a professional grader or check online forums and auction sites to get a better idea of its value. Many collectors are happy to share their knowledge about these rare variants. So there you have it, the story behind Australia's 1998 Australia 10-cent silver shade coin. It's a fascinating example of how even slight variations can make a big difference in the world of coin collecting. If you have one of these coins in your collection, it could be worth more than you think, especially if it's in very fine condition. Be sure to check your loose change or old collections. You never know what treasure might be hiding. Next up, we're diving deep into the world of Roosevelt dimes with a special focus on the 1990 Roosevelt dime with P mint mark. Now, what makes this coin particularly interesting to collectors is its silver-shaded appearance. Although standard 1990 dimes were struck from a copper-nickel blend, some coins exhibit a unique silver-toned hue. Whether this appearance is due to environmental factors, errors in the minting process, or intentional post-mint modifications is still up for debate among collectors. In this video, we'll explore the history of the Roosevelt dime, the significance of the 1990 P mint mark, why this coin is considered unique in the collector's market, and most importantly, we'll reveal its current value in extra fine condition in today's market. So if you're a collector or simply curious about the value of a dime in your collection, stick around until the end. Before we dive into the specifics of the 1990 with P mint mark dime, let's briefly talk about the Roosevelt dime itself. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946, replacing the Mercury dime. It was designed by John R. Sinnock, and the coin was meant to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, whose image graces the obverse of the dime. Roosevelt was an iconic figure in American history, leading the country through the Great Depression and World War II, and his fight against polio made him an advocate for the March of Dimes, which helped eradicate the disease. Thus, it's fitting that his portrait was chosen for this coin. Initially, Roosevelt dimes were composed of 90% silver and 10% copper. However, with the rising cost of silver, the composition changed in 1965 to the copper-nickel clad we see in circulation today. Coins minted after 1965 are primarily composed of a copper core with a nickel coating. The 1990 Roosevelt dime falls into this category. The mint mark on a coin indicates where it was produced. The 1990 Roosevelt dime we are focusing on today bears the P mint mark, meaning it was minted at the Philadelphia Mint. This is significant because the Philadelphia Mint is one of the oldest and most important mints in the United States. Now let's address the feature that sets this particular dime apart from standard issue coins: its silver-shaded tone. Many collectors are intrigued by the silver appearance of some Roosevelt dimes from the 1990 series, even though these coins were not officially made of silver. When determining the value of a coin, its condition is one of the most crucial factors. The 1990 Roosevelt dime we are focusing on today is in extra fine condition. Coins in this grade show only minor wear, particularly on the highest points of the design, such as Roosevelt's cheekbone, hair, and the lettering. In extra fine condition, there's no significant loss of detail, and the coin retains much of its original mint luster. For collectors, the condition of the coin is everything. A Roosevelt dime in XF condition is quite desirable, especially when paired with a unique feature like the silver-toned shading. Coins that are well preserved tend to fetch higher prices on the collector's market. So, how much is this 1990 Roosevelt dime with P mint mark in extra fine condition worth today? Well, let's break it down. Standard 1990 Roosevelt dimes without any special characteristics, such as silver toning with the silver-shaded appearance, this coin becomes much more appealing to collectors. Depending on the exact nature of the shading and whether it can be attributed to a mint error or natural toning, the value of the coin could rise to anywhere $103,000 or more. If the silver tone is confirmed to be a mint error or a naturally occurring phenomenon, the value could increase significantly. Error coins and toned coins are highly sought after by niche collectors, especially those who focus on Roosevelt dimes or U.S. error coins. For those looking to sell or buy such a coin, we recommend getting the coin professionally graded and verified. A confirmed mint error could dramatically increase its value. The 1990 Roosevelt dime with P mint mark, featuring a silver-shaded appearance in extra fine condition, is a fascinating coin that could bring a considerable premium in today's collector's market. While standard 1990 dimes are highly valuable, unique coins like this one, especially with unusual features or mint errors, can attract serious interest and fetch much higher prices. If you have a coin like this in your collection, it's definitely worth researching further or getting it graded. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just starting out, keeping an eye out for unique features like this silver tone could lead to some exciting discoveries. Next up, we're focusing on a unique coin from the United States, the 1991 Lincoln Memorial Penny with the D mint mark in fine condition. What makes this coin special, and how much is it worth in today's collector market? Stick around to find out the big value behind this black shaded penny. Before we dive into the specifics of the 1991 penny, let's take a quick look at the Lincoln Memorial Penny series. This series was introduced in 1959 to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, replacing the earlier wheat penny design. The reverse of the coin features the iconic Lincoln Memorial, which appeared on pennies until 2008, when the series was updated with new designs. The Lincoln Memorial Penny is well known not only for its longevity in circulation but also for its variations, mint marks, and conditions that interest collectors worldwide. Mint marks play a critical role in determining a coin's rarity and value, with the D representing the Denver Mint. What makes it stand out for collectors isn't just the quantity produced, but rather the condition and any unique attributes it might have. In this case, we're discussing a penny in fine condition, which is a grade that typically shows moderate signs of wear. Details of Lincoln's face may be smoothed out, but the key features like the date, mint mark, and overall design should still be clear. Coins in fine condition are often more affordable than those in uncirculated or higher grades, but that doesn't mean they can't hold significant value, especially with certain quirks. Now here's what sets this particular 1991 penny apart: a black shade. This refers to the coin's appearance where the surface has darkened, giving it a distinctive blackish tint. This change can result from a variety of factors, including exposure to environmental elements, oxidation, or improper storage over the years. For some collectors, these unusual colorations can add to the appeal of a coin. While the black shaded condition does not necessarily increase its market value in every case, it can catch the eye of collectors looking for unique or rarer coins that have distinctive features. In some cases, these coins can command a premium price if marketed correctly, especially if they're coupled with an interesting history or story behind their condition. Let's get to the part you've been waiting for: the market value of this 1991 Lincoln Memorial Penny with D mint mark in fine condition with a black shade. Considering the unique black shaded appearance of this particular penny, the value could increase slightly. Some collectors who are drawn to coins with unusual patinas or shades might pay anywhere $91,000 for such a coin. It's important to note, though, that the black shade must be natural and not artificially induced for it to hold any potential premium. The 1991 Lincoln Memorial Penny with the D mint mark might be rare by itself. A fine condition coin with a black shade has a unique appeal that could draw collectors' interest. Depending on market conditions and demand for such toned coins, you might find that its value goes beyond the average penny. Next up, we're diving into the fascinating world of Australian coins, focusing on a particular gem from down under, the 1997 Australian 20 cents coin in very fine condition. If you're a collector or just curious about coin values, stay tuned, because we're going to explore its significance, condition grading, and current market value. The Australian 20 cents coin has a rich history, first introduced in 1966 as part of Australia's decimal currency system. The 1997 version is especially noteworthy for its design and collectible appeal. On the obverse side, we have the iconic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, which was used on Australian coins from 1998 to 2018. The reverse features a unique design showcasing a stylized depiction of an echidna, a beloved Australian marsupial, created by designer David McKee. Now, let's talk about coin grading, specifically the very fine condition. Coin collectors use a grading scale to evaluate the condition of coins, which can significantly impact their value. In the case of a very fine coin, you can expect to see only minor wear. The main features of the coin are still clearly visible, with only light marks and scratches present. The coin should maintain its original luster and design details, making it highly desirable among collectors. The 1997 Australian 20 cents coin is considered rare, as limited were minted. However, its collectability is influenced by several factors. Firstly, its design and the use of the echidna make it a favorite among Australian coin enthusiasts. So, what's the current market value of a 1997 Australian 20 cents coin in very fine condition? As of today, you can expect to pay anywhere from $74,000 for a coin in this grade. This might seem like a massive amount. It's worth noting that prices can fluctuate based on demand, the availability of the coin, and current trends in the collector community. Some collectors might be willing to pay more for coins that come with original mint packaging or in sets. If you're considering adding the 1,997 Australian 20 cents coin to your collection, here are a few tips. Look for coins that are well preserved. Avoid those with heavy scratches or tarnish. Always purchase from reputable coin dealers or auctions to ensure authenticity. Join collecting communities, engage with online forums and local coin clubs. You can gain valuable insights and tips from fellow collectors. 1,997 Australian 20 cents coin in very fine condition is a charming piece of currency with significant appeal to collectors. It may be the most valuable coin in your collection. Its unique design and historical context make it a worthy addition. Next up, we're going down under to talk about an Australian coin that has captured the attention of collectors worldwide, the Australia 50 cents from 2006 in extra fine condition. If you're curious about its value in the market today, you're in the right place. This coin is not only part of Australia's fascinating numismatic history, but it also holds significant value for collectors due to its unique design, historical context, and relatively low mintages. So, without further ado, let's dive into what makes the 2006 Australian 50 cent coin so special and how much it's worth today in extra fine condition. First, let's take a brief look at the history behind the Australia 50 cents coin. The 50 cent coin is an integral part of Australia's decimal currency system, introduced in 1966 when the country transitioned from pounds, shillings, and pence to dollars and cents. The original 50 cent coin was made from silver, but due to rising silver prices, it was replaced with a copper-nickel version in 1969. By 2006, the 50 cent coin had seen many commemorative designs celebrating important national events and figures. The 2006 coin, however, retained the traditional coat of arms design, which is a defining feature of Australian 50 cent pieces. Now, let's talk about the design of the 2006 Australian 50 cent coin. On the reverse, you'll find the Australian coat of arms, featuring the iconic kangaroo and emu, two animals that represent Australia's cultural identity. Surrounding the coat of arms are various symbols, including the Commonwealth Star and the 6 states of Australia. On the obverse, you'll see the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. This portrait has been used on Australian coins for many years and is instantly recognizable to collectors. The 2006 Australian 50 cent coin is made from copper-nickel, which is an alloy of copper and nickel, giving it a silvery appearance. It weighs 15.55 grams and has a diameter of 31.65 m, making it one of the largest circulating coins in the world, not just in Australia. So, what gives this 50 cent coin its value? Several factors contribute to its collectible status and its worth in the coin market today. As with any collectible coin, the condition is one of the most important factors in determining value. Coins in extra fine condition show only slight wear on the highest points of the design, with most of the details still intact and the luster visible. This grade is highly sought after by collectors who are looking for coins that still have excellent visual appeal without being overly worn. The number of coins minted in a particular year can also affect a coin's value. While the exact mintage numbers for the 2006 Australia 50 cent coin are relatively high compared to some commemorative issues, coins in extra fine condition are much rarer as circulation naturally causes wear and tear. Finding a 2006 Australia 50 cent coin in XF condition is more difficult, thus increasing its desirability. Even though the design of the 2006 coin isn't a special commemorative issue, the classic coat of arms is an iconic and beloved design among collectors. It represents the heart of Australia's numismatic history, and that adds a layer of prestige to any collection. As we all know, the coin market can be unpredictable. Recent trends in collecting Australian decimal coins have seen an increase in demand for high-quality examples, especially from the early 2000s. This means that even a non-commemorative issue like the 2006 Australian 50 cent coin can fetch a good price if it's in top-notch condition. Now, let's talk numbers. You're probably wondering how much this 50 cent coin is worth in today's market, especially in extra fine condition. The value of the Australia 50 cents 2006 in XF condition can vary depending on the buyer and the platform you're selling on, but let's break down the average prices you can expect. In general, a 2006 Australia 50 cent coin in extra fine condition can be valued $53,000. This might sound like a massive amount. Remember that this is a modern circulating coin. Considering its face value is only 50 cents, you're looking at a significant return on investment for a coin that might have simply been in circulation. For collectors who focus on completing high-grade sets of modern Australian coins, this piece is a must-have, and coins in XF or higher condition will always command a premium. The Australia 50 cents 2006 in extra fine condition is a valuable piece of modern Australian coinage, with a current market value that can range from $53,000 depending on various factors. Its iconic design, coupled with the relatively high grade of extra fine condition, makes it a sought-after item for collectors around the world. Next up, we're focusing on a coin that has caught the attention of collectors worldwide, the Australia 50 cents coin from 2008 in extra fine condition. This piece holds a lot more value than you might think, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why this particular coin has become so desirable on today's collector market. Let's dive in. The Australian 50 cents coin is a staple in Australian currency and has a rich history dating back to 1966. Its unique dodectagon shape, meaning it has 12 sides, makes it stand out among other coins. The coin we're talking about today is the 2008 edition, which bears the iconic image of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, and on the reverse, the Australian coat of arms featuring a kangaroo and an emu, both important symbols of the country. While it may seem like a regular circulating coin at first glance, there are several factors that make this 2008 issue particularly valuable in the coin collecting community. Now, what makes the 2008 50 cents coin unique is the relatively lower mintage compared to some other years. While Australia regularly issues millions of 50-cent coins, the 2008 version saw a slightly lower mintage. This decrease in availability, combined with the fact that many of these coins were quickly taken out of circulation due to wear and tear, has made extra fine condition versions harder to find today. Coins that have been well preserved in extra fine condition retain a sharp level of detail in the design, with only minimal signs of wear. This grade makes them particularly attractive to collectors who want high-quality examples of this coin. Now, let's talk about what you're all here for. How much is this coin worth on the collector market today? Coins in extra fine condition, like the 2008 Australian 50 cents coin we're discussing, typically fetch a good price due to their scarcity and demand. In today's market, collectors are willing to pay $46,000 for a 2008 Australian 50 cents coin in extra fine condition. If you're lucky and the coin has exceptional visual appeal or is part of a sought-after collection, it might even go for higher amounts in online auctions or private sales. So how can you ensure that you get the best value for your 2008 Australian 50 cents coin in extra fine condition? Here are some quick tips for collectors. First, always handle your coins carefully. Using gloves is ideal, and if you're storing them, make sure to use protective coin holders or flips to avoid any damage that could affect the grade. Second, if you're unsure about the condition of your coin, consider getting it graded by a professional coin grading service. Grading can significantly boost the resale value if your coin scores well. And finally, be patient. You might get top dollar today. Holding on to high-grade coins like this one can pay off as collector interest grows over time. The Australia 50 cents coin from 2008 in extra fine condition is a great addition to any collection. With its unique design, relative rarity in high grades, and solid market value, it's a coin worth looking out for whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out. Next up, have you ever come across an old coin and thought, could this be worth something? Well, if you're holding an Australian 10-cent coin from 1979 with a grayish shade in very fine condition, you might be sitting on a hidden treasure. We'll dive deep into the value of this unique coin in today's collector market and reveal why it has caught the attention of coin enthusiasts around the world. So, let's find out just how much this 10-cent piece could be worth. Before we jump into the big numbers, let's start by talking about the background of this coin. The 10-cent coin is part of Australia's decimal currency system, which was introduced in 1966. By 1979, Australia's currency was well established, but coins from this era can still hold great significance, especially to collectors who value them for their history and unique traits. The Australian 10-cent coin features the iconic image of a lyrebird, a bird native to Australia known for its ability to mimic sounds. The design, created by Stuart Devlin, is simple but elegant, and it has become a staple of Australian currency for decades. But when we're talking about coins from 1979, one small factor can make a big difference in their value: the condition. When it comes to determining the value of a coin, condition is everything. Coins are graded based on their wear and tear, with terms like fine, very fine, and extra fine used to describe their state. A very fine coin is one that has seen some circulation but still retains most of its original detail. If you have a 1979 Australian 10-cent coin in very fine condition, you're in luck. A coin graded as very fine will have light wear on the high points of the design, but overall it will still look quite sharp and clean. For our 1979 Australia 10-cent coin, the lyrebird should be fully visible with only minor smoothing on its feathers, and the lettering and date should still be crisp. So what makes the 1979 Australia 10-cent coin so special, and why is it worth more than you might think? One unique feature collectors look for is the unusual grayish shade. Over time, coins can develop a natural patina or discoloration due to exposure to air and handling. This gray tone adds character to the coin and can make it stand out from others. While the gray shade alone doesn't necessarily increase the value, it adds to the coin's uniqueness. Combined with the fact that the coin is in very fine condition and has been preserved well, it becomes more attractive to collectors who are searching for something distinctive to add to their collection. Now, let's get to the part you've all been waiting for: the value of this coin in today's market. As of now, the collector market for Australian coins has been growing, and the 1979 Australia 10-cent coin, especially in very fine condition with a grayish patina, is fetching impressive prices. Prices for the 1979 Australia 10-cent coin can vary depending on the seller and the demand at the time, but recent sales have shown that these coins can sell anywhere from $58,000 in very fine condition. Collectors are willing to pay more for coins that are well preserved and have unique characteristics, like the gray shade we've been talking about. And with demand for rare Australian coins increasing, the value of these coins may continue to rise over time. One of the reasons Australian coins like the 1979 Australia 10-cent piece are so beloved by collectors is the incredible craftsmanship and history they represent. Australian coins often feature animals and symbols that are unique to the country, making them highly collectible on an international level. Plus, coins from the 1970s are becoming rarer as people hold on to them or pass them down through generations. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone who just stumbled upon a coin in your change jar, Australian coins offer a fascinating glimpse into the country's culture and history, and they can also be a great investment. Now that you know the potential value of your 1979 Australian 10-cent coin, you might be wondering how to sell it or where to buy one. If you're looking to sell, online platforms, auction houses, or coin-specific marketplaces are great places to start. Just make sure to have your coin properly graded and described to attract serious buyers. If you're a buyer, look for trusted sellers with high ratings and always ask for clear photos of the coin's condition. The more details you have, the better your chances of getting a great deal. So whether you're a collector or just curious about the value of your old coins, the 1979 Australia 10-cent piece is one to watch. With its unique gray shade and historical significance, it's definitely more than pocket change. If you have one in very fine condition, you could be looking at a small but meaningful addition to your collection, or even a quick sale for extra cash. Next up, one of the more intriguing pieces in the world of American coinage, the Roosevelt 1 dime from 1972 with a unique silver shade and no mint mark. This seemingly ordinary dime has garnered attention from collectors, especially those interested in errors, varieties, and coins that stand out from the rest. But what is its true value in today's market? Let's explore its origins, the mystery behind its appearance, and what makes it a desirable collectible. And most importantly, we'll discuss its potential worth in today's collector's market. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946 as a tribute to Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. His significant contributions, particularly his founding of the March of Dimes to fight polio, made this coin the perfect choice to honor his legacy. Since its inception, the Roosevelt dime has undergone a few changes, including the composition of the coin itself. Up until 1964, dimes were made primarily of silver. However, due to rising silver costs, the U.S. Mint switched to a copper-nickel-clad composition in 1965. This means that any dime produced after 1964 is typically not silver. So why does this 1972 dime without a mint mark have a silver shade? Is it a mint error, or is there something else going on? One of the first things you'll notice about this 1972 dime is its unusual silver shade. Typically, post-1964 dimes have a noticeable copper-colored edge due to the copper-nickel-clad composition. But in the case of this particular dime, that copper hue is either faded or absent, giving it a striking resemblance to the pre-1965 silver dimes. Now, let's be clear, the 1972 dime wasn't struck in silver. However, coins with silver-like appearances could be the result of minting errors or environmental factors. For example, some dimes may have been struck on planchets intended for other coins or exposed to chemical reactions over time, altering their appearance. While not a typical silver coin, the uniqueness of this 1972 dime's silver shade has made it a desirable piece among collectors, especially those who are intrigued by minting anomalies. Another fascinating aspect of this 1972 dime is its lack of a mint mark. Coins without mint marks were typically struck at the Philadelphia Mint, as they didn't include mint marks until 1980. For many collectors, the absence of a mint mark in itself isn't rare for a 1972 dime. However, when combined with its unusual silver shade, the absence of the mint mark adds another layer of intrigue. Collectors often look for any minor detail or difference that can set a coin apart from others minted during the same period, and this dime fits the bill. Condition plays a crucial role in determining a coin's value. For the 1972 Roosevelt dime, the very fine VF condition means that it still retains some details, but there's visible wear on the higher points of the design, such as Roosevelt's cheek and the torch on the reverse side. The key features are still discernible, but they won't be as sharp as higher-grade coins like those in extra fine XF or mint state MS conditions. While coins in very fine condition are not considered pristine, they are still attractive to collectors, particularly when the coin has an interesting feature, like the silver shade or the lack of a mint mark. So, what is this 1972 Roosevelt dime with its silver shade and no mint mark worth in today's collector market? In very fine condition, a standard 1972 Roosevelt dime typically carries a $58,000. However, when we introduce the silver shade anomaly, the value increases. Depending on the demand and rarity of the error, dimes like this can sell anywhere between $141,000 in today's collector market. Some collectors may even pay more if the silver hue is particularly distinct and if the coin has been authenticated as a genuine mint error. Its unique characteristics give it a higher value than your average 1972 dime. Keep in mind that coin markets fluctuate, so it's always wise to check recent sales, auction results, and consult with a professional numismatist if you believe you have a valuable specimen. The 1972 Roosevelt dime with its silver shade and lack of a mint mark is a fascinating piece for any coin collector, particularly those interested in US coin errors and varieties. It may break the bank, it's definitely worth more, especially when you consider its unique features and condition. If you come across one of these silver-shaded dimes, it's worth investigating further. And remember, as with any collectible, rarity and condition drive value, so keep an eye out for these little details in your coin collection. Next up, we're diving into a truly special and timeless piece of US history, the 1945 wheat penny with a golden shade without a mint mark in very fine condition. So why is this coin so sought after in today's market? And what is its collector value in dollars? Let's get started. The 1945 wheat penny holds a unique place in American history. Minted during the final year of World War II, this penny circulated during a time when the United States was at the height of its global efforts in the war. Coins from this era often evoke a sense of nostalgia and patriotism, making them especially desirable for collectors. This particular penny features the classic design we all know and love. On the obverse side, we have Abraham Lincoln's portrait, and on the reverse, those iconic wheat stalks, symbolizing unity and abundance in America. But what makes this 1945 wheat penny stand out even more is its golden shade. Now, before you think this penny is made from gold, let me clarify it's not. The golden tone is the result of environmental factors or oxidation over the years, giving the coin a unique hue. This golden tint adds to its character and allure in the collector's market. This particular 1945 penny also lacks a mint mark, meaning it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which didn't stamp its coins with mint marks at the time. Condition is everything when it comes to determining a coin's value. The term very fine condition refers to a coin that, while circulated, shows only minor wear and still retains much of its original detail. On this 1945 penny, you'll notice that Lincoln's features remain sharp and the wheat stalks on the reverse side are still quite prominent. This condition is crucial for collectors because it ensures that the coin remains visually appealing while still carrying the marks of its history. Now, let's get to the part you've all been waiting for: the value of this coin today. The collector's market for wheat pennies is quite active, and the 1945 penny, without a mint mark in very fine condition, is no exception. In today's market, the value of a 1945 wheat penny like this one can vary based on factors such as condition, demand, and where you're selling it. For a golden shade 1945 wheat penny in very fine condition, the current value typically ranges between $69,000 for standard circulated examples. However, those with unique characteristics, like the golden hue or near mint quality, could fetch higher prices from collectors, sometimes up to $200,000 or more. Keep in mind, if you're selling to a private collector or auctioning your coin, you might get a premium if there's specific interest in this particular golden tone. This coin might make you rich overnight. It's certainly a valuable piece of history that could grow in value over time. So why are wheat pennies like the 1945 golden shade penny so popular among collectors? First, they represent a significant part of American history, covering the period from 1909 to 1958. The simplicity of the design, the durability of the copper, and their historical context make these coins highly desirable. The golden tone only adds to its charm, making it a striking piece in any collection. Many collectors also start their journey with wheat pennies because they're relatively affordable and easy to find, yet they offer the potential for discovering hidden gems. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a beginner, this 1945 penny offers a fantastic mix of history, rarity, and affordability. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a few tips for collecting and preserving wheat pennies, especially if you come across one like this 1945 golden shade penny. Always store your coins in protective holders. This helps preserve their condition and protects them from dust, dirt, and further oxidation. Handle with care. Always handle your coins with clean hands, as the oils from your skin can cause further damage to the coin's surface. Research before selling. And lastly, do your research before selling. Sometimes a quick auction online might not give you the best value for your coin, so consider consulting a coin dealer or professional appraiser. So, there you have it. The 1945 wheat penny, with a golden shade and no mint mark in very fine condition, is a fascinating piece of history and a great addition to any collection. Its current market value might break the bank. Its sentimental and historical value is priceless. Next up, we're diving deep into one of the iconic quarters from the 50 State Quarters program, the Florida State Quarter from 2004, featuring the D Mint mark from the Denver Mint. We'll be exploring its history, unique design, and most importantly, its collector market value today. If you have one of these quarters in very fine condition, you might be wondering how much it's worth. Could it be the treasure you're looking for? Stick around to find out. The 50 State Quarters program was an incredibly popular initiative by the U.S. Mint that ran from 1999 to 2008, with a quarter designed for each of the 50 states. Each coin represents a part of American history, capturing the essence of what makes each state unique. In 2004, the spotlight was on Florida, which became the 27th state to join the Union back in 1845. The Florida State Quarter, like all quarters in the program, was issued in both Philadelphia and Denver mints. Today we'll focus on the Denver minted quarter, identified by the D Mint mark on the obverse side of the coin. Now let's take a closer look at the design. The reverse of the Florida quarter showcases the state's deep connection to both the past and the future. You'll notice a Spanish galleon sailing through waves, representing the European explorers who arrived on Florida's shores centuries ago. Above it, you see a space shuttle soaring into space, symbolizing Florida's pivotal role in the U.S. space exploration programs, especially from the Kennedy Space Center. In the background, two palm trees frame the entire scene, capturing the state's tropical beauty. This quarter was designed by Ralph Butler and is a great tribute to Florida's rich history from the early days of exploration to its modern era of space discovery. On the obverse side, we have the familiar portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. But what sets this quarter apart from others is the D Mint mark right beneath Washington's neck. This tells us that the coin was minted at the Denver Mint, one of the primary mints in the U.S., responsible for producing circulation coins. The D Mint mark adds a layer of interest for collectors, as they often focus on mint marks when building state quarter collections. So, if you have a Florida State Quarter from Denver, it could hold more value than just its face value of 25 cents. Now let's talk about the condition of the coin, because this is where things get really interesting. Coin collectors and numismatists use a grading scale to determine the condition of a coin, and this heavily influences the coin's market value. For today's discussion, we're focusing on a Florida State Quarter from 2004 with D Mint mark in very fine condition. In this grade, the coin shows moderate wear, particularly on the high points of the design, but most details are still clear and the coin remains visually appealing. The luster may have faded, but the overall design is sharp and legible. So, what's the current market value for a Florida State Quarter from 2004 with D Mint mark in very fine condition? Well, the coin's value on the collector market depends on a few factors, including demand, rarity in that condition, and historical significance. As of today's market trends, a Florida State Quarter in very fine condition typically fetches around $77,000. This may seem like much at first. Remember that this value is already double to 4 times the coin's face value, especially for a modern circulating coin. The Florida State Quarter in very fine condition may make you rich overnight. It's a great coin to have in your collection. The 50 State Quarters program has become one of the most popular series in U.S. coin history, and many collectors aim to complete the entire set. As time goes on, state quarters in better conditions and with mint errors could see their value increase, making it a solid long-term investment for any collector. Don't forget, the beauty of coin collecting is that every piece tells a story, and who knows, you might just be holding on to a little piece of history and value. Thanks for joining us today. And if you enjoyed learning about the Florida State Quarter, hit that like button, subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos on rare and valuable coins from around the world. Until next time, happy collecting.